Hi, good morning, respected teachers, guests, parents, mentors, proud parents, and beloved students. Thank you for coming on this session. Welcome to the students' individual presentation for Year 9 Culminating Project. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Miss Dira, and I will be your moderator for this session. After going through the middle school journey for the past 3 years, all Year 9 students will go through a culminating project. This project also a medium for students to demonstrate their Cikal competencies that have developed throughout the years. They investigate the need in the community and then they propose an action plan in order to solve the issue. Today, they will present their journey from the past 9 months in doing this project. So today we have few students of Year 9 here that will present their culminating project. Each student will have a maximum of 10 minutes, and after all the presenters are done, we will open a question and answer session for 15 minutes. The audience are more than welcome to ask questions to the presenter during Q&A session using chat room. This year's theme for the project is Transforming Passion into Impactful Action. The team is aiming to achieve their targeted competencies and dimension. We see this culminating project as one of the ways to elevate student creativity by solving issues that they present in their culminating project. So I think that is enough to briefly explain the concept of the culminating project. Now let's get on to the presentation part. On today, the fifth session of CP Talk, we have here today Nesya Nauli. Hi, Nesya.
Hi, Miss.
Hi. We have also here Maritza Syafrina. Hi, Icha.
Hi, Miss.
Hi. And we have Nawal Patrisha. Hi, Nawal.
Hi, Miss.
Hi. We also have here Fito Ramadan. Hi, Vito. Hi, Vito. Do you mind to open your camera first? Okay. And also we have Ota here. Terracotta. Hi, Ota.
Hi, Miss.
Hi. Okay. Okay. So now, without any further ado, please give a warm welcome to our first presenter, Nesya Nauli. Nesya, are you ready?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. The other presenter can turn off their camera first. Okay, Nesya. Okay, Nesya, you may start your presentation. The spotlight is yours. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Nesya, and today I'm going to be talking about my culminating project. So first of all, the issue that I chose to bring up was poor mental health in teenagers. I chose this issue because I've noticed that a lot of teenagers are struggling with their mental health, whether it was my surroundings, my friends, my peers, and others, or online on social media. And I'm sure that every teen, or really just everyone in general, have struggled with their mental health one way or another, and so I wanted to bring that issue up. My goal with this project was to raise awareness to certain mental health issues and let people know how they can help those who are struggling with their mental health. So for my research, I made a Google form directed to teenagers asking a few questions about their mental health. Questions such as whether or not they've ever struggled with their mental health, whether or not they are currently struggling, in what way they have struggled, asking them to rate how good their mental health is in a scale from 1 to 10, and a few other questions like these. After getting my responses and answers back, I decided to focus on 3 main topics: depression, anxiety, and self-esteem issues. I chose these topics because I feel that they were the most often brought up in the responses that I was given. So in order to achieve the end product, the The first thing I did was, as I said, conduct a research. I researched about just mental health in general, mental health in teenagers, the issues surrounding it, certain mental illnesses, and the causes and the symptoms. And as I said, I also made a survey asking teenagers questions about their own mental health. That's of my research to write. I wrote of my product. I wrote about the three main topics that I chose: the causes, the symptoms, and how you can help those who are struggling with their mental health. After that, I transferred my writing into the product, which was a website. I made the website simply by looking up how to do it online and then making the website and then putting my writing onto it. This is the product. As I said, it is a website where I wrote about certain mental health issues in teenagers, the symptoms, the causes, and how you can help. If you want to check it out, there is a QR code here that you can scan. The Cikal competencies that I feel I've developed during this project is first caring, because I think in order to make a project like this one, or really any other culminating projects, you have to care about a certain issue first and then be able to make the product that you want. So I feel like that I've developed that. And the next is committed, because I've struggled quite a bit with committing to my project and not, getting distracted by everything else. So I think my commitment skills have improved a little bit during the making of my project. For the challenges and reflection, I think most of all, I feel very relieved that I finished my project and that CP is over. Overall, I think I'm pretty satisfied with how my project turned out. If I were to do things differently, I would definitely use it to manage my time a lot better and more efficiently, because I feel that there were times where I really wasn't focusing on my project as much as I should have. And I feel like I wasted my time by doing that. So yeah, if I got another chance at doing my CP, I would definitely use it to manage my time better and maybe make my product a bit better and more interesting. So that is all from me. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Nesya, for sharing your journey. Please give Nesya a virtual round of applause on chat room. Yay! So next we have here Maritza Syafrina. Icha, are you ready?
Yes, miss.
Okay, Icha. Go ahead, Icha. The spotlight is yours.
All right. So, a car needs a map to get to the destinations. Likewise, humans need book in their life. A challenging road is easier to go through if there is a Google Voice map remind us first, so we could be prepared. After all, the ancestors of ours already leave a remarkable of good book to prepare us from the bitterness of life, yet hurdles that the human being would likely to go through. Hi, I'm Icha, and I'm here to present you my CP project, which is raising awareness to build a reading habit. Some people read books because when they were a kid, they being influenced by the environment, but the others are start to read much later because when they are an adult, they just realize that they realize that they had these visions to make themselves even better. And starts when I was in middle school. So in middle school years, I realized that the societies are completely different. They are all fluent in English and they are all very open-minded. And that makes me want to change myself. I want to keep evolving my skills. And that is when I turn to books. I try to read books, but of course it's not easy to start with a new habit. And it is uncomfortable, but trust me, it's worth it. Since books opens up questions to its reader. I remember reading books called Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. And the writer itself illustrated how jail and school has something in common. They have uniform as well as scheduled break. And the spark of books is that books could makes you critical and triggers your brain to become more curious about what's going on in this world, as well as asking questions about your identity. And surprisingly, questions or your curiosity could turn into innovations. Let's take an example of Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton discovered the theory of gravity by asking a single question. Why the apple it's not falling upward, but they falling downward? That's a pretty interesting question. And then because of that, he researched and deepened the theory itself. And there is no doubt why there are more than 1,700 books in his library before he died. And my role model, Maudi Ayunda, ever said, if innovations born from asking questions as well as someone who actually tried to challenge them. So now let's talk about stress. A glimpse of hope, wanting to be free from stress. It's what everyone cravings for. Everyone does. Problems and failings already came to our life without a pause. And that is when book came to the rescue, because according to the New Yorker, regular readers sleep better, have lower stress levels, have higher self-esteem, and lower rates of depression than non-readers. That portrays if books could help you reduce your stress. But the problem is why it is so hard for us to just start reading, and why I bought book without even finishing the book itself. I just want to become a better person by reading books, but why it is difficult for me to just shift my focus towards books. And then in my CP project, I try to offer solutions. The first one is to provide you with reading resources from ebook to physical book. Secondly, it's provide you with supportive reading community through book events as well as articles. That could be a help for your reading difficulties. And this is my final product. I made a puzzle library app, a mobile app. And if you want to download, you can scan the barcode. So the features inside is first, you can explore and read ebook. You could get ticket for your next book event. Thirdly, you could read article. That could be a help for your reading difficulties. And if you are a Cikal community, you could borrow physical book from MRC. So I want you who struggle with reading to give reading book a chance to spark in your life. Because if you haven't tried, you wouldn't know the benefits that you can get. So all you have to do is #mulai aja dulu. Of course, the process are not easy, as well as it's not a short period of time. It takes 6 months for me to finish this product. And the first stage that I experienced is research. So in research process, the first thing that I do is creating a survey to my target audience, which is middle high schoolers, to grasp an understanding for their reading habits as well as reading experience. Continue with making an essay of a research problem from the data of internet, and continue with interviewing several experts such as Ms. Resma as Cikal Serpong librarian, Kak Arif as an app developer, and thirdly, Kak Anggi as the former of reading ambassador in West Java. The second one, I created a partnership proposal and have a meeting with MRC for collaborations, specifically for the physical book features. That is why it is only provided for, it is only restricted for Cikal community, because the provider itself, it's Cikal. All right, on to the third step, it's development. So I create a wireframe to know the compositions of the app itself without any specific color or font. The second one, I created a mockup. This is like the 50% of how the app would look like. And in this process, the colors as well as font already appear in this process. And other than that, I also try to hire an app developer because I don't really have a network for an app developer. I have to search on like a freelance portal website. And then after that, I did recruit one developer for my app. 6 months have passed, but the learning still leaving footprints in my memories. So the first lessons that I learned, it's to be persistent towards my goal. That develops my committed Cikal dimension. Actively asking for help makes me more able to know myself better as self-regulated learner. And also communicate with other people that I've never met before or never talked to, improve my communicative dimension. Generate my CP product, thus upgraded my innovative dimension. And if I have more time, I would first improve my time management because time management is very crucial for a project, for the timeline and so forth. Other than that, I also wanted to get better at managing my stress. Thirdly, I want to develop more features in the app itself. And if you're curious about my project, you could scan the barcode and then you could direct it to my CP project. That is all for me. Thank you so much all for listening. And if you do have any more questions, you can leave in the live chat sections and I will answer them in the Q&A session. Thank you.
Okay, Icha, thank you very much for sharing your journey. Now, please give Icha a virtual round of applause using chat room. Yay! Now, let's moving on to our next presenter. Please welcome Nawal Patrisha. Nawal, hi. Are you ready, Nawal?
Yes, Miss. Let me share my screen first before
Go
we start.
ahead. Go ahead, Nawal. Good luck with your presentation.
Thank you, Miss. Okay. Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Nawal Patrisha from Year 9B of Sekolah Cikal Serpong. And today I will be presenting to you all about my CP project. Before we start, I would like to thank my mentor, Pariski, for helping me till this day, my parents and my sister for supporting me, and Ibu Dian, Ibu Dila, Ibu Echi, my former kindergarten teachers who provided me with inputs and... Wait, hold on, I forgot to... I'm sorry. Okay, wait. Let me restart. Okay, so there are a lot of issues in the world to begin with, and if I could, I would want to contribute to solving all of those issues, like climate change, gender equality, world hunger, and many more. But I have to choose one that I know I would contribute concretely, and that issue is quality and equality education for all. This all started from my curiosity with how many are there less fortunate children that are not able to get good quality education like us, and how am I able to contribute in solving that problem? My goal is to help children from less fortunate families to develop their motoric skills so that they can be more prepared for learning how to read and write, which is the foundation for quality and equality education. For Cikal competencies, I think I improved on my action-oriented skills and my commitment skills because my project involved me doing action, which is giving and presenting my book towards my targeted audience, and committed because I fully committed my time and focused towards this project since the day it started. Okay, so some of you might be wondering, Nawal, why do you choose to make an activity book and a storybook? Why not like an app? Why did you make a hard copy book? The reason is that my targeted users slash audiences are children aged between 3 to 5 years old. And from the interview I did with my experts, they advised that children from that age group have to be stimulated by something that they can grasp, touch, hold, pull, and repeat. And in today's situation, children can feel that by their gadgets and smartphones, but not many families have access to and can afford the internet or even smartphones. That's why I chose to make a book, which will be more accessible and affordable. This is a little drawing how my CP timeline looked like. First, I start off with a lot of research for my CP, making sure that I developed the product well. And second, I contacted my experts, in this case, my former kindergarten teachers. After the research and interview were completed, I began to write a rough first draft of my story, and then beginning to draw the pages bit by bit. It was kind of hard to do both writing and drawing on your own, to be honest, and it's kind of scary at first, but I managed to pass those thoughts and finalize my book before February ends. And then I finally printed out my books and got ready to give them to the kids at my old kindergarten. As I said previously, I chose to make an activity and storybook that I wrote and drew by myself. I have it right here, actually. It's called Petualangan Budi and Tini. It starts with the two main characters, Budi and Tini. They both have very bubbly personalities and are willing to help other people with this magical pen that they found. This book has 30 pages in total with 6 interactive activities that the children can enjoy. Moving on, this is the part 2 of my taking action. On the 15th of March, I visited my old kindergarten school in Ciputat, KBTK Tanah Tinggal. I marked this day as the completion of my CP because I met and interacted with my target readers directly. I felt very nervous at first because I've never done something like this before in my life, nor have I present something that I've made in front of little kids or people in general. But I faced my fears of public speaking, and it turned out it was so much fun interacting and presenting my book towards them, and they enjoy how my book turned out as well. There is a picture of me with my former kindergarten teacher, and then there's a picture of me with the whole class. There's a picture of me joining their homeroom session, or what they call circle time. After I presented my book to the kids, one of them came up to me and said that she wanted to create a book like I did, and another one gave me a drinking bottle as a token of appreciation. The challenges that I faced throughout this project was mostly about time management. I had difficulties managing my time well. Instead of writing and finishing the story first, I just went ahead and draw the pages immediately before finishing the story first, and ended up being confused with what I should do first. Should I finish the story first, or should I continue making the pages? Finally, the reflection. How I felt throughout working this project was many things, but one of the main things I felt was satisfaction and relief. And one of the things that I would like to improve on myself is, again, managing my time better, making a list with what I should do, and instead of getting confused with what's next to do and doing nothing at all. And if I could change anything about my project, I would probably change some stuff on the product, like adding more interactive activities and adding more characters that Budi and Tini can interact along with. I wouldn't change anything about my topic at all. And that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation about my CP project. And if you're interested to look at my book, you can scan this QR code right here. It'll take you to my Linktree site, which has the book link and the feedback link. Again, thank you all so much. Good morning and goodbye.
Thank you, Nawal. Thank you for sharing your journey. That's a very interesting presentation. So audience, please give Nawal a virtual round of applause using chat room. Yay! Okay, so now let's move on to our next presenter, Vito Ramadhan. Vito, are you ready?
Yes, Miss.
Yes. You may share your screen. Okay, Vito, the spotlight is yours. Go ahead. Good luck. Vito, you haven't opened your microphone?
Hi, my name is Vito. I'm from year 9, and today I'm going to talk about my community project. The issue that I choose is littering, because littering is a big problem that have been going on for a long time, and I want people to realize that littering is a big problem. My goal for this project is to educate people about littering so that people realize that littering is a big problem and that if you litter, the impact of it to the environment is big and it can affect us too. And for my Cikal competency, my subject focus is science and my Cikal competencies is action oriented. And I choose action oriented because I'm willing to take practical action to deal with a problem. Next is research. So during this community project, I did a lot of research from websites and articles. So first I researched about the problem with littering, then I researched a solution for littering. So this is my planning. At the start of October 2021, I was thinking what my product is gonna be, and at November 2021, I did some research. Then at December 2021, I did research about the problem and the solution for littering. Then at January 2022, and lazy because it's hard to manage my time because during this project there's a lot of schoolwork and sometimes I don't know what I have to do first. And lazy because sometimes I get very lazy doing my community project because sometimes I'm not in the mood to do my project. Next is reflection. After this community project, I feel happy with my product. And if I had more time to do my project, I would add some more things to my book and maybe print out the book and give it to people so they can educate themselves about littering. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Vito. Thank you for your presentation. Also, thank you for sharing your journey. So please give Vito a virtual round of applause using chat room. Yay. So now we are moving on to our next presenter. Please welcome Terracotta. Ota, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ota. You may open your camera and share your screen first. And also, please open your microphone. Okay. Okay, thank you, Ota. Good luck with your presentation. Audience, let's welcome Terracotta.
Hello everyone, my name is Otak. I am 14 years old and I like to play video games and cook. For my culminating project, I made a cookbook that is free and available online. It's called Simple Foods. In this presentation, I will tell you all about my journey when creating this project. This project took a long time to make, but in the end, I managed to finish it. What is Simple Foods? Simple Foods is a cookbook full of breakfast and dessert recipes that are easy to make. There are 10 recipes and most of them take less than 1 hour to make. Why did I choose this project? I chose this project because I wanted to share the skill of cooking food, and so students can make easy food recipes that are delicious and easy to make. The recipes are better to make other than making indomie or fried egg. I love cooking because I really like giving things to my family, such as food or gifts. I love seeing people smile from the things I give them. The Cikal competencies I accomplished are innovative, which is from me modifying the recipes, caring, which is from me setting up the donation form to donate to UMKM, and action oriented, which is the donation process and the bookmaking process. In the process of making this book, all the things I did was interview Miss Dira, made the book contents, and set up the donation form. Let me tell you all the details about it. In the interview, I interviewed Miss Dira. We discussed what things to put in the book, such as the type of book and the contents of the book. In the interview, I saw that books can't use plain colors. It has to have multiple colors to look interesting and doesn't get boring when you read it. For the type of book I chose it to be an ebook because it doesn't get damaged over the years and it's easily accessible. In the bookmaking process, the first thing I had to do was pick the food recipes I wanted to add to my book. My family also helped me think about what recipes to add because they also like to cook. After I picked all 10 recipes, I made each one of the recipes to take pictures for the book. It took me 4 to 5 weeks to make all the recipes since I only made 2 recipes per weekend. Now it's time for me to make the book. For the book, I had to first figure out what color I wanted to have for each segment. Then I put the pictures and the text of the recipes. And I also added some background patterns. This part also took me 4 to 5 weeks to make since I made the pages after I am done cooking the recipes and taking pictures. After I'm done making all the pages and editing them, I made the cover and the back cover. And because I wanted to gather donation for UMKM bidang kuliner, I also had to make the donation form and the QR code. And after a lot of time, the book is finally done and ready for launching. For the donation, I chose to donate to UMKM bidang kuliner because I wanted to help out small food businesses. It's for a small sate business near my house. And the donation form is still open until the end of April. The challenges I had to face while making my CP was I also had to work on other school assignments like my summative. It was very difficult for me to manage my time. The things I would do differently is make more recipes in a week and start working on the book sooner so I have more time to work on other things. You can view my cookbook by scanning this QR code. And before I end this presentation, I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my mentor, my teachers, and all the donors for supporting me. This project was pretty fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed the recipes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ota, for your presentation, and thank you for sharing your journey. Now, please give Ota a virtual round of applause using chat room. Hey, do you mind to close your screen, Ota? Okay, thank you. Now, we all the speaker have done presenting their journey. Next up, I would like to invite audiences to ask questions to the presenters. Let's begin the Q&A sessions. Audiences, please feel free to ask the presenter and write it on the chat room. Let me check on the chat room. Okay, perhaps it takes more time for the audiences to type their question. And I have question here. So, presenters, do you mind to open your camera? All of the presenters, do you mind to open your camera? Thank you. Okay, thank you. So I have a question here. So, what was your most valuable discovery throughout this project? I will start my question from Nesya. Nesya, what is your most valuable discovery throughout this project?
Just overall, Miss?
I'm sorry?
Just overall?
Yes, overall.
I think just that projects take time and you have to commit to it and not, get distracted by other things. And you have to commit your time and manage it good to get it done.
Okay, so commitment is important.
Yes, Miss.
How about Nawal? Nawal, what is your most valuable discovery?
Mostly kind of like about same as Nesya, commitment and focus, and mostly kind of like doing the things that you like in this project, like that, Miss. That's my
Okay,
answer.
so you have to doing things that you like for this project, right? Okay, Icha, what is your most valuable discovery?
Miss, I think we have to get better at managing our stress because it's going to take a while or our projects will be done about not smoothly if we're just always stressful about our projects itself.
Okay, so you have to manage your stress, not only the time, but also managing your emotion, right? Okay. Ota, what's your most valuable discovery?
Books take a long time to make, and you can't get distracted.
Okay, so you cannot get distracted when you are making books, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how about Vito? Vito, what is your most valuable discovery when you're making this project?
Probably managing my time and also making the book took a long time to do like the research and stuff.
Okay, so the research, so managing time is, I think you guys all agree that managing time is the valuable discovery throughout this project. And not only managing time, like Echa said, that managing emotion also important. I hope you guys learned something from this project. Next, we have question here from Pandu to everyone. Do you have any regret on this project and why? Let's start from Icha. I want to hear from you. Do you have any regret about your project and why?
Okay, one of my regret, it's basically setting too high expectations on my product, and it does makes me feel burned out as well as not really enjoying the process. So I think to keep it realistic towards your goal, it's very important.
Okay, so maintaining expectation and keeping realistic, right? It's important.
Yes, miss.
Okay. How about Nesya? Do you have any regret about your project?
Yeah, I think I overestimated the time that I had, and I was just kind of relaxed most of the times. And so when it was close to the deadline, there were still things that I hadn't done. And I wish that I, you know, done it, I had done it earlier so that I wouldn't need to catch up on too much.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Nesya. How about Otta? Do you have any regrets?
One of my regrets is not starting to make the book sooner.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. How about Vito? Vito, do you have any regret about the project?
My regret is probably the same as Ota and Nesya. I started the CP a little bit late.
A little bit late. Okay. So Nawal, do you have a different type of regret? Nesya, Ota, and Vito said that one of their regret is time management, and they wish that they could start the CP earlier. How about you, Nawal?
My biggest regret is that at first I did my book like very well. I did it like very, very well drawn, but then at the end I began kind of to lose motivation to do the pages because it was reaching the end. So I'm like, oh, I kind of lost mid motivation. So that's what I regret, not doing the very few pages, kind of very good.
Okay, thank you, Nawal. So, it is important to learn from the mistake that we made from the past time. So I hope you guys learn something again. Again, the biggest part of the CP is the reflection part. So I hope you guys that learn something from your experience. So next we have question here from Bu Imas. Would you guys like to continue this project even though the CP period is done? If yes, then what's the plan? Let's start with Vito. Do you want to continue the CP?
Maybe maybe if I wish to continue my CP, I would probably print it out my books and give it to people so they can educate themselves about littering.
Okay. Okay, so you want to print out your book. That's a very nice plan. Okay. How about Nawal? Nawal, do you want to continue your CP project?
Probably, Miss. Like making more comics with the characters that I've made in this story.
Cool. Yes. How about Icha? What is your plan for your CP?
So I think I'm going to continue the CP project. I think I would begin with forming because there are several features inside of the app itself, which the events as well as the articles should be updated. So I think I need to form like a team for that. So I think, yes, if the questions is whether I'm going to continue or not, I think I'm gonna do the CP after the CP ends.
Okay. Nesya, how about you? You want to continue your CP?
Probably yes. I don't really have a plan yet, but if I were to continue it, I'd probably just add more writing into my website and add a few different issues and others like that.
Okay. Ota, how about you, Ota?
Maybe yes, I could make another recipes full of harder to make food recipes.
Okay, thank you guys. So I wish you a really good luck for the future, especially when you want to continue your CP. I also believe that you already make some plan about what to do for the future of your project. Okay, now we have question here from Bu Ami to Icha, Vito, Ota, Nawal, and Nesya. I would like to know what was the most memorable or interesting step or the process so far during your CP project. Let's start with Icha first.
All right. I think the things that is most memorable, it's having an interview with MRC Cikal. So I actually invited all of the Cikal librarian to discuss about the collaborations. And I think the most memorable things it's that the meeting at first it's kind of very nerve wracking, but after all, it's fun.
It's fun. Cool. And Vito, what is the most interesting step that you find during your CP project?
Probably making the book because I've never made a book before.
Okay. Ota, how about you?
Making all the recipes and creating the book.
Oh, cool. Making the recipe. Nawal, what is the most interesting step on your CP?
Meeting with my targeted audiences.
Oh, okay, cool. Nesya, how about you?
I guess just writing and creating website for the first time.
Okay, so all of you have a different answer when it comes to a memorable or interesting step or process. But it's really nice to hear that you guys have like a memorable moment. You guys really enjoying the process of CP. Okay, now we have question here from Butias. Did you change your plan or project in the middle of the process? If yes, how to overcome those challenges? So, who wants to answer first? Have you, did you, when you are making your CP, did you change your plan in the middle of the process? Who wants to, perhaps you change the plan, for instance, like in the beginning, you want to create a website, but then you change your mind creating a book. Does any one of you or all of you have a solid plan from the beginning?
No.
Yeah, you want to answer? Go ahead.
So basically, I changed plan. So the first plan that I offered my CP project first is making a magazine because I think it's so much easier. But I want to challenge myself. That is why I choose app for the final products of my CP.
Okay, so so it's really interesting about to hear about your process. So anyone wants to share about the process, or so all of you has a solid. So I want to ask to Nawal. Nawal, did you have the solid idea from the beginning, or have you changed your plan in the middle of making project?
I think the only thing that I changed is that what my book was going to be. First, it was going to be kind of like a subject book instead of a story and an activity book.
Okay, so some of you already had idea from the beginning. Some of you are changed the plan. Perhaps not the whole plan. Perhaps you change the content of your book. But it's really nice to see that everyone everyone has their own process. Everyone has their own journey during this CP. Okay. Okay. Perhaps I will ask the last question from me to all of you. If you could motivate the year 8 students, those students that who will do the CP for next year, what will you say? Let's start from Nesya.
Just focus, I guess, make your project interesting and nice, and focus on it.
Just be focused on it. Okay, Nawal?
Pour out like all of the ideas you have in your head, whatever ideas, just pour it out for your CP.
Okay. Ota, what is your words of encouragement for year 8?
Focus Don't get distracted and start making your product earlier.
Okay, start making product earlier. Vito, how about you?
Focus and do your best.
Focus and do your best. Icha, what is your words encouragement?
I think you could. It would be better if you could prepare it sooner, and also creating a realistic timeline is very important, and as well as searching for supportive community that could help your product would be a great help for me.
Okay, thank you guys. That's a really nice words of encouragement that for the year 8, and I hope they are also learn something from you guys. Okay, so I think that's all for the question and answer session. Thank you for all of the question and the feedback given for the presenters. It is very delightful to see such impactful and powerful project of all presenter during CP presentation. Let's give all presenters today another virtual round of applause and words of encouragement for their achievement. Yay! So I would like to remind you all, the audiences, that the CP Talk will continue on other session. Please check the YouTube channel of Sekolah Cikal Official for other talks. The Culminating project doesn't even stop now. We hope to see you all again this afternoon. There will be an exhibition with all the year 9 students today at 1:30 p.m. Everyone can live stream the CP exhibition on Sekolah Cikal Official YouTube. Lastly, I would like to thank you one more time to all the audience here today, the mentors, fellow students, proud parents, and also respected guests. Thank you for having me as your host. Good morning and see you in the exhibition. Bye-bye.